And Louise, in your book, The Fat Flush Plan, you talk about cellulite and how you can get rid of it. Can that be true? Tell us.
You know what's so interesting to me is one of the biggest claims to fame in my work, particularly the Fat Flush Plan, is that the program really does a disappearing act when it comes to cellulite.
That's pretty unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, but when you think about cellulite as anything that bags, drags, or sags on the human body, particularly the female body, and those dimples and the orange peel kind of skin, what we're understanding is that cellulite is a kind of spongy tissue. It's almost a spongy kind of fat that has a proclivity towards water-bearing molecules. So what happens is it's a much more watery type of fat than the normal so-called fat, so to speak.
And that's why it's spongy.
That's why it's spongy. And the other aspect, which I think is completely underrated and never recognized in this country, is that cellulite is really the result of a clogged up lymphatic system. It's a lymphatic system that isn't flushing properly, that isn't moving properly because we're not breathing or eating correctly. And my program targets the lymphatics with its special cranberry juice and water so that it actually flushes out the cellulite, and all of those little pockets, those little globules that don't seem to move with any other program, really are flushed out with the program itself.
So those are toxins that are trapped?
Very oftentimes they're toxins or just this watery fluid that seems to be backlogged. And so if you're moving the correct way with a little bit of lymphatic bouncing, that's going on the trampoline at least 5 to 10 minutes a day, bouncing up and down where there's this real bouncing action, this movement action that you incur just by the movement of your legs or even your arms, that will get things moving very nicely. And when you drink this particular liquid, this signature fat flushing beverage, which is my cran water beverage, where you take about an ounce of the cranberry juice, unsweetened of course, to 7 ounces of regular water, that has the ability to target the lymphatic because cranberry contains 4 different kinds of organic acids.
Does it really?
That in my experience have the ability to act almost like digestive enzymes, thereby gobbling up all of this extra fluid and the little fatty globules.
That almost sounds like a cartoon, gobbling up these little fatty globules.
That's what it is, and that's what the program does.
Well, it seems rather simple. I mean, cranberry juice. I mean, that's something we should be drinking anyway. But
We should, but you drink quite a bit on my program. As a matter of fact, I suggest on the Fat Flush Plan, in order to really flush the cellulite, that you're taking 64 ounces a day of a cran water mixture. So that ensures that you're drinking your water and the diluted cranberry juice in and of itself, which is not only good for the urinary tract, but I'm telling you, it really targets this lymphatic system that the Europeans have written about for years, and we're just beginning to recognize. So beyond your cranberry juice and water, beyond your bouncing on the little mini trampoline at least 5 to 10 minutes a day, you can also do some skin brushing, which will truly get those little bumps, lumps, and sags and drags moving from the body. So there's so much that you can do yourself without really
having to go to the plastic surgeon and
or going any of those new treatments that they have these days where you're currently ironing out the cellulite. This is do it yourself, and it works. My program has been around for over 20 years, believe it or not, Raina, and the program works, and this is one of its biggest, as I mentioned previously, claims to fame.
Very good. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.